Hello and welcome to, well, this is a thing. We are going to do a commentary over IGN's top 100 PS2 games list, as you can judge by the title of the video. If you want to follow along, I'll put a link in the description to the list, and you can read with us, I suppose. And we are going to share our opinion, or not share our opinions, but read IGN's opinion of the PS2 and tell them why they're wrong.
So it's IGN. Okay, that's it. We're done.
See
you guys next time in our next video where we do something completely different.
Shut up, Landon.
Please like, subscribe, and comment
London,
below.
London,
I'm pointing
stop.
down, so you should go there.
London polls.
Shut the fuck up.
Landon, calm down.
Okay, starting with game number 100. Number 100 is God Hand.
Oh, you ruined it for me. Oh.
Oh, it's not my fault that your internet doesn't load quickly. You're just gonna have to wait. You're just gonna have to lag behind a bit behind us.
Skip to number 1 right now.
No.
I feel like...
Do you have anything to say about God Hand, Claude?
Wow. Highlights. Originally given a 3 by IGN.
Yeah, IGN's dumb.
I think
The thing is, yeah.
I thought it was funny, but...
I've played it, I liked it, and I think it's extremely underrated. Like, a lot of the critics bashed it and panned it, but it's a really fun game.
Totally.
It's not, I wouldn't say it's amazing, but it definitely is amusing.
I think it should be a bit higher than 100. Like, it's not the greatest thing ever. It's definitely flawed, but a 3. Not worth 3.0. Hell no.
No,
it's like a bare bones beat 'em up.
It also says here that 2 days after God Hand's U.S. release, the game's development studio was shut down. That's not entirely true. It's basically just Clover Studios just converted into Platinum Games. Yeah. And that's when that started.
Ah, that's something I got to learn today. All right.
Yep. Okay, number 99, Karaoke Revolution.
Oh, boy.
Can I just skip this one?
Yeah, do we have anything to say?
91, I'm not going to lie.
This isn't vocal.
Landon, keep with us. Come on.
I am with you. You guys were boring, though.
Fuck you. All right, number 98 is Madden 2005. Who cares?
See?
SOCOM
to U.S. Navy SEALs.
I played that.
I will say that I'm pretty sure that one is actually one of the few games for its time to be able to play online. Because if you had like network adapter and all that crap, you could actually hook it up to play online. Because I remember reading in official PlayStation magazine at the time, because I used to have a subscription to them, that they were hyping the hell out of the fact that like there are these games coming out for the PS2 that could actually play online. And obviously, it was just a hype train to try to take away attention from the fact that Microsoft had Halo.
Mm-hmm. Well, Justin, you said you played the game.
Oh god, I played the shit out of the online of this game.
Really?
Yeah, like I spent most of my younger years playing this online. This was probably one of my first online games that wasn't a Fantasy Store.
Have you, is it, like, good?
Oh,
I would assume if you played it so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely arcadey, but, without any of the health regen, because that was before that was a thing. So, it was a little bit more skilled in whatever damage you took, you kept it for the rest of your, life until you died. So I thought it was a good challenge.
All right, cool. I've never played it, so I don't have anything to say about it.
All right, number 96 is Max Payne.
Look at that guy's face.
I know, I was going to say that.
What is wrong?
that dude's face.
Oh my god. Okay, I've never played Max Payne.
Neither have I.
Me neither have I. Although,
Landon?
dem gun graphics.
Yeah, those are good looking guns.
But
the face,
but the face.
The face looks a bit scrunched.
You have to admit, it's got a lot more detail than you would expect for a fucking 2001 game, though.
Those are some nice gun models.
Landon, anything to say?
Words.
Okay. Number 95, SSX Tricky.
I played
Should be much higher than 95. This game is fucking fun.
Wasn't that game on the 64 too?
No. It was on the PS2 and the GameCube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, there must have been another snowboard game I'm thinking of.
Also, the main theme song to this game is Tricky by Run DMC.
Mixmaster
Fantastic
Mike,
song.
Mixmaster Mike could be unlocked. Oh boy. All right. Anything else?
It was best on the PS2. Oh, really?
Yes.
Well.
Yeah, it was actually.
All right.
Test you, IGN, and say no. It was best on the Game Boy Color.
Anything else? Anything else to say about that game?
Next.
No, it's,
all right.
It's just really
number
fun.
94, Killer 7. I've never.
The game Suda51 made before No More Heroes.
Oh, that game that I never played.
On Rails follows in a group of assassins.
I've never played it either, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. Justin, have you played it?
No.
But it's got your favorite things: profanity, sex, and bloodshed.
Yeah, but at the time, the only Capcom games I ever played were the horror titles, so I have no experience with it.
Is Killer 7 a Capcom game?
Capcom.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Addicted.
Oh. All right.
Number 93 is Fight Night 2004.
Oh boy, boxing.
Okay.
Admittedly, the only boxing game that ever hold my interest was that really goofy parody one on the 64 that I played.
Featured ragdoll physics for knockouts. I guess that's something.
I think it was called Ready to Rumble or something like that.
Hip-hop artist Big Tigger did the game's announcing. Who the fuck is Big Tigger?
I don't know.
Is he in any way related to Big Bear, who is in fact doing things?
I don't know, so it's like a really ghetto Winnie the Pooh.
Big Tigger.
All right, nothing to say on this one.
Yeah. Number 92 Kingdom Hearts
Re: Chain of Memories.
I enjoyed Chain of Memories, but not as much as the other two.
I enjoyed this game too, but oh god, no, it's not as good as the first two at all.
Hard battling,
really,
but fun, not sweet.
I really don't like the cards, the card system that much.
Didn't I do that shit on the Game Boy Advance too?
That's the original. The
this is a remake of the Game Boy Advance version.
Remake. You know, Justin, how when you send a text, certain phones have that as in reply. Kingdom Hearts remake Chain of Memories. Yeah.
That's what Kingdom Hearts does.
I didn't like the Game Boy Advance version, so if it's pretty much the same thing, then ugh.
It's that, but with PS2 graphics, and controls, and then the and then it has cutscenes. But other than that, it's the same thing.
Yeah, no, it's not the best.
Same ridiculous gimmick.
I'd say it's a pretty appropriately placed at number 92.
I'm surprised it even made the list.
All right, number 91. Oh, sorry.
I'm just saying, out of 5,000 games that the PS2 had, and they put a remake of a Game Boy Advance Kingdom Hearts game. I guess it was good enough. I don't know.
Number 91 is Colin McRae Rally 2003.
Yeah.
No, hold on. I do have one thing to say about this. I was watching a Peanut Butter Gamer video today, and he mentioned he had no idea who Colin McRae was because he was playing Colin McRae Racing for the PS1. And he's like, okay, I just looked him up. It's this guy, and it's just this generic looking race car driver. I just thought, okay.
Thanks.
Okay, yeah, skip.
90.
Dead to Rights.
Never played.
Action
Good. Heard it was good though.
Yeah,
I've never played either.
I've never played that one either.
All right. Number 89.
Beautiful
Joe 2. I'm going to assume number 1 is later down the list because I don't know why they would include 2 and not 1. 2 is all right. It's not as good as the original, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Nothing else to say on the matter?
The first one.
It's just Beautiful Joe, but 2.
There's 2 of them. Next.
Monster Rancher 4 is number 88.
I've heard of Monster Rancher, but I've never actually got my hands on it before.
I've never heard this game before.
I've heard of Monster Rancher because it's kind of like the PlayStation's answer to Pokemon because you can train these little monsters, and it's kind of neat from what I've heard the premise is, but I never got the time to actually play it, so I don't know how it actually handles.
Mm-hmm. Scored an 8.5 on IGN, apparently.
Oh boy. Well,
as opposed to the 3 that they scored God Hand.
That's not so much, considering IGN also gives gay scores that are like extremely generous for no reason.
Imagine Party Babies for the Wii, 7.5.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I love the shit out of that game.
All right, moving on.
Number 87 is
Project
Eden.
I think I heard of it when I was a kid, and I saw like videos of it before, but I've never actually played it.
I've definitely heard of it, but I've never played of it. Played of it. I've heard of it, but I haven't played of it, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
I played with it.
Okay, so number 86 is Battle Engine, Aquila, or a game I've never heard of.
Yeah, I've never heard of it either.
It's got fucking mechs though, so that automatically gets a cool points for me.
Sure.
All right, number 85 is Manhunt.
Oh, that was the really controversial game.
Yeah. Well, Manhunt 2 especially, but that's probably going to be somewhere down on the list, I would imagine.
The Wii, because of the motion, makes you a murderer, apparently.
Yeah,
I don't think it is, because they say spawned a subpar sequel.
In other words, they don't think the sequel is as good.
Okay. Well, all I know about Manhunt is that Manhunt 2 is one of the few games to be rated AO for something that's not sex.
Yeah, no.
A lot of blood and gore.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jack, I have an idea before we keep going.
Yeah.
We can switch off. We'll do 10 at a time, announcing each of the games. So I'll finish up the 80s, and then you do the 70s, and then we'll just switch back and forth. All right, until we get to the top 10. All right, so number 84, Gungrave.
Think of Gungrave as Bayonetta's dad.
What? What?
All right, that makes sense.
That was more like Don't Make Cry.
That makes sense. And I have heard of the anime of Gungrave, though.
I'm pretty sure I've heard of it at least once, but I've never played it.
I've heard of the anime. I've never played the game, though. All right, number 83, Transformers. Okay.
Okay.
I have very fond memories of this one. In fact, I actually still own it, and sometimes play the shit out of it if I ever get the chance to.
Based on the Armada.
Prime is just holding a shotgun.
It's based on the Armada series.
Yeah, it just says Transformers, but it's off the Armada toy line.
That's cool.
It kind of blends in the anime, but makes its own story up, which I thought was pretty interesting.
I liked Armada.
Yeah, I loved the shit out of that when it was airing on Toonami.
Yeah. All right, number 82, Burnout 2: Point of Impact. I didn't play that particular Burnout, but I have played a Burnout game, so I could probably assume that it's probably good, because I played a Burnout game that were pretty fun.
Burnout, like, the only reason why I even play this, consider it's a racing game, is the fact that you can just totally wreck people.
I like that unique aspect of Burnout. Just really fun. All right, number 81, SSX3, which...
I've definitely heard of this one.
I don't really know whether or not I would agree that 3 is better than Tricky. I feel like Tricky should have been higher than 3, but
this one introduced a ham plant mechanic.
Greatly expanded the Uber...
I love how that's a highlight.
Greatly introduced the Uber Super Pit trick system. Many more
I
rider
don't think IGN knows what highlights are.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think they do. And actually, the next one's 80, so you can take that one. 80 to 71.
Okay. Number 80 is Spider-Man 2. I've played this game.
It's the best Spider-Man movie this game made.
Yeah, it's probably one of the best licensed games probably ever. It's actually really fun.
Yeah, I've never played this for a long time.
I'm surprised they've gotten so low though on here.
Yeah, I think it should be a bit higher actually. This is a really fun game.
Yeah, and considering how well licensed games go, this was actually pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, guys, you got to save that balloon.
Oh,
yep.
The kid sometimes loses. I remember that.
Oh boy, Justin's cutting out.
Oh boy.
What?
All right, whatever. Number 79 is Final Fantasy 12.
Hey, Final Fantasy 12 isn't that bad.
Well,
I think it's funny though that they scored it at 9.5, but then they dropped it to 79.
Which is ridiculous.
That just proves that the rating system for IGN is just.
I feel like Final Fantasy. I feel like Final Fantasy hadn't totally gone hill at this point, but the originality and the real magic to it had basically died down as soon as 10 ended, and they were going into like all these different new things.
Yeah. I'm going to call it right now. 10 is probably in the top 10 games on this list.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. If not number 1. But
I doubt that.
Yeah, maybe not. But 12, not the worst thing ever. You know, it's definitely not as bad as 13, but this is definitely the point when Final Fantasy, as Cloud said, started to lose its magic.
No, you'll be okay with the number 1 pick.
Damn it, Landon.
I'm not going to spoil it.
All right. Number 7. Oh, this is you.
Number 78 is MVP Baseball 2005. I've played this game, actually. I played the GameCube version, but I still played it. It's baseball. That's really all you need to. It has a good licensed soundtrack. Well, I don't remember any of the songs, but I remember enjoying the songs on it.
Well, I think what makes some baseball games better than others is the fact that all the baseball games aren't licensed by EA Games.
Yeah,
I like the last game in the series.
Yeah, it is the last game in the series, and I was actually a little disappointed because I actually do like this game. But they say it's the best baseball game ever made. I disagree. MLB Power Pros for the Wii is actually a pretty kick-ass series of baseball games.
Fuck you! I played backyard.
Home Red Hun, home hit, or the Winnie the Pooh game.
Oh, the Winnie the Pooh home run game.
Christopher Robin.
Hell yeah!
Slightly better than this one.
39 out of
slightly.
39 out of 40 Pooh Bear.
You mad?
All right.
Okay. Number 77 is The Mark of Kree.
Heard of it. That's it.
I've never.
No, I've never even heard of this one.
I've heard of it. It's like some kind of it's a cartoony action game. It's like I don't know. I feel like there's other games that I've heard of that did like the same exact thing around the same time. But or maybe I'm just hallucinating and this was legitimately the game I'm thinking of, but it kind of flew under the radar.
I would imagine.
Highlights developed by the team that would go on to make the most unforgiving baseball game ever. MLB, the show.
MLB, the show. Huh. Interesting. Number 76 is R. Tonelico 2 Melody of Metaphalica.
Animu
game. Released in 2009. No wonder I heard of it.
Oh, gee.
Oh, man. Gotta love those late releases into the console cycle.
What do you mean the PS3 is already out?
What do you mean the PS3 is actually starting to sell well now? We're still gonna throw this out on PS2. Nah, the reason they probably released it on PS2 is because when they were developing it, the PS3 wasn't doing well, so they probably just shoved it onto the PS2 instead. Get a wider audience. But if they still... Artonico is one of those series that kind of flies under the radar. There's other series that Atlas owns the rights to that a lot of people usually pay attention to. Wait, no, Artonelico. No, I'm thinking of a different series, but no, Artonelico is another one of those, like, under the radar. I'm thinking of the Atelier games.
Okay, moving on. Number 75 is Ratchet and Clank Going Commando.
I feel like this should be so much higher. I feel like this needs to be so much higher.
Don't worry, guys. There's only 1,000 Ratchet and Clank games on the list.
Ratchet and Clank Going Commando is my second favorite Ratchet and Clank game out of all the ones I've played. I haven't played the Tools games yet, or like the Future series. That's what. Okay, shut up. The Future series, I have not played that yet, which I still need to. But out of the PS2's games, and I've played all of them, including the port of the PSP game, Going Commando is way too good to be at 75. Love the weapons. Love.
It looks setting off fireworks. I have dumb neighbors.
For me,
okay. You know that kind of ties into Ratchet and Clank.
For me, Going Commando is probably my favorite Ratchet and Clank game.
Yeah, I love going commando. It
evolved the Ratchet and Clank series so much.
Yeah, definitely. Like, 1 was good, but this is definitely, like, when people started to realize this is
a thing.
Really good.
This is a big thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Should be a lot higher than this.
Yeah.
All right, number 74 is Maximo Ghosts to Glory. The guy in that picture is really fucking pissed.
He's going to kill you.
I've looked into this game. Never was interested enough to.
The pre-order bonus was boxers with hearts on them.
Oh yeah.
I'm guessing this is like a Ghosts and Goblins. Spiritual successor.
It's a spiritual successor to Ghosts and Goblins. It says spiritual successor to Capcom's classic Ghosts and Goblins. Maximo is a modern classic. It's inspired heavily by that. So like you have like the difficulties, stuff like that. I've heard good things about it, but at the same time, it's just like that's not my cup of tea. Just like Ghosts and Goblins has never really pulled my interest enough.
Yuck.
All right. Number 73 is surprisingly low, Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh, what the fuck, IGN?
Actually, it's the third game in the series.
It is. Chain of Memories came out before this.
So says the
highlights. Not Chain of Memories, but Chain of Memories for the game.
Yeah, under the highlights actually is the third game in the series. But this is the best Kingdom Hearts game out of the PS2 Kingdom Hearts games.
I actually like the original better.
I'm going to agree with Justin, actually. I like the original more than 2, but 2 is still a great game.
The original, therefore, I have an opinion.
I guess it's just, well, the way I see it is that I felt the gameplay was a lot more refined, which was what I was looking for. Kingdom Hearts 1, it had the goofier, more Disney-inspired story, which I did like. But the thing is Kingdom Hearts 2 was like the evolving of the franchise, and while it didn't go too far with it, which I still really enjoyed. But everything about like the gummy system, like just the battle system, the way abilities were handled, everything, like it's just. Oh man, I'm so disappointed with IGN right now.
Well, I honestly, I think what kind of detracts some of the combat is most of the bosses can be beaten with quick time events.
The one thing that I really don't like about 2 is the fact that this is where the story in the series starts to go kind of
Gynax.
Yeah. Well, Gynax. I don't know.
It doesn't do it too badly. Like you still have,
not in 2.
Yeah.
But, like, 2 is the point where, like, after... I guess, like, 2 is the point where it just kind of starts. It's like, we had a really simple and easy-to-follow plot in 1, and then 2 happened, and, that's still simple and easy to follow, but then it's because of 2 that things, like...
Okay. I can agree with that. 2, they expanded on it, and they could have kept it, like, about that level, but they decided to go even beyond that, and that's when it got ridiculous.
Yeah.
I liked 2, though. I thought it was amazing. It's one of my favorite PS2 games ever. It's in my top 10, maybe even my top 5. All right, we've talked enough about Kingdom Hearts 2. Moving on.
Number 72 is Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Chaos Theory.
I played this.
Well, I imagine you're the only one of us that's played it, so give us your opinion.
That was my, I mostly played it because this was during my Metal Gear days, so I was big into the whole stealth genre. I think this is actually a lot of people's favorite Splinter Cell game in terms of the fandom. I think this is, I don't know if it was this one or another one before it, because I honestly don't remember where all the sequels are, but I know this one has co-op in it, if I remember correctly. And I think that was one of the more redeeming factors in this game, so I thought it was a lot of fun.
Again, I don't think IGN knows what highlights are. No. You can hear 2 guards talking about the Prince of Persia game from an air vent in the 5th level.
GG.
Okay.
All right. Number 71 is Eggman.
Eggman Legends.
Eggman Legends Ghosts.
Number 71 is Eggman Legends 2 Rise of the Eggs. Rise of the Egg-Apocalypse.
God.
X-Men Legends.
Is that what Sonic Boom is?
Yes. Yeah, sure.
4-player online co-op? Not check. Team-based leveling? Not check. A duo of superheroes and villains to play as? I don't know.
All right.
Came out just a year after the original, just like all but one Call of Duty game.
Anything else?
Okay, moving on.
Yeah. Number 70 is Tourist Trophy, the Real Riding Simulator. Okay.
Nothing to say on this.
Yeah, skip. It's a motorcycle game.
Oh my god. Oh.
Number 69.
69.
Oh god. This was Justin must be happy about this one. 69 is Star Wars Battlefront.
Now, I'm going to do something and pretty much make it kind of not redundant, but I should play this on the Xbox.
Justin, Justin, you're cutting out.
Oh, you hear me now?
He's fine now.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
you're fine now.
Yeah,
it pretty much renders it moot, but I've actually played this on the Xbox. But the point is, I actually think this and Battlefront 2 are probably some of the greatest Star Wars games ever made.
They don't have Battlefront 2 on this list, which means...
They don't?
They don't.
Oh, that is stupid.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not joking.
What? Oh my god, Landon! Don't spoil these things to me.
To be fair, I kind of like some of Battlefront's maps, Battlefront 2, mainly because of the fact that for some reason Battlefront 2 took away aircraft from a lot of the land maps, which didn't make any sense. Because the new gimmick for 2 was space battles, but apparently that meant taking away like X-Wings and TIE fighters from the land battles, which I don't know why.
All right. Next on the list. Oh, okay.
I was going to say, I have played Star Wars Battlefront. It's a great fucking game. I like 2 more, but like everyone, 2 is a fantastic game.
Yeah.
Probably in my top 10 PS2 games, and it's not even on this list, which makes me it makes me sad on the inside.
All right.
Yeah, it's just fucking
good game.
Why IGN? Why?
All right.
Stupid.
Number 68 is Sakura
Anime.
Wars. Is Sakura Wars So Long, My Love. Wait, guys. Let me say something first. The highlights, once again, are not actually highlights. IGN really needs to change the highlights thing to say useless trivia, because that's more along the lines of what they have. Though you're roboting it up, the game is set in the 1920s. What is the highlight about that? Released on the Wii at the same time? I guess so. And then highlights. Released in Japan 5 years before. How's that a highlight?
Why the fuck did they even bother releasing it then? It came out in 2010 in America.
All right.
Unless it came out in 2010 in Japan, and then it came out in America in 2015.
This is the only Sakura Wars game that actually came out in America?
Yeah, it's the only one.
Landon, would you like to say
I played the Wii version, but I played this game. And the only difference between the 2 versions is, well, you don't have the Japanese voice acting in the Wii version.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
That's about it. But it's a fun game. Like, it's a dating sim with robot battles.
Awesome.
Yeah. So basically, in order to level your team up, you basically you do the whole dating sim thing where you go through a bit of a story. And then at the end of every story bit, there's some mech fights you have to do. Yeah. So it's actually really fun. And I still need to beat it, but
Landon likes staring at people's boobs in that game.
Hey now.
You're an all-star.
There are options to there's an option where you can touch someone. It's really it sounds weird, but you can touch their hair or something, and there obviously there's an option to touch their breasts. So
of course.
Okay.
All right.
Moving on.
Number 67 is Psychonauts.
Too low. Holy shit, this game is amazing. Why is it this low on the list?
Highlights
I will admit
2005 Best Game No One Played Award.
Okay, they finally actually have an actual highlight. Oh my god!
It was
we found one.
The Xbox version of the game is a bit better. That is true, but the PS2 version is still really fucking good, and it's just fucking 67. It's too low.
I have it on.
It's I just love so many things about this game, like the story and the characters, the platforming is great, it's just It's just fucking fun. So go slap it into your NES machine and have a grand old time.
Except it would never came out on the NES or any of the or any of the Nintendo systems.
I
know. Ego Raptor reference.
My point is, it's a great game. It's on Steam, so if you have a computer that can probably run it, then buy it there because it's really fucking fun.
All right, number 66 is Baldur's Gate: Dark Alliance. I actually played this game with friends, and I have to say, it is an entertaining game to play with friends, but it is boring as hell to play on your own. It's like Western RPGs in general, they're fun when you play them with friends. Like, that's one thing I'll give credit for Western RPGs, is they somehow managed to find a way to make them really good for multiplayer, but the single player is just like, it's generic. But when you get like a bunch of people in a room and they're all traversing like this one little area, because I used to be big on these kind of RPGs at the time, and they're all trying to like do their different things, and then they all have to freaking kill this one big boss enemy together. There's like something magical about it, because then you get into little fights with your friends, but there's not actually a fight going on. It's a lot of fun to play with friends now. But keywords with friends.
The next game makes me laugh.
Number 65, WWE SmackDown. Here comes the pain.
Here comes the pain.
Look at that guy. Look at that.
Yeah, look at fucking. Oh, that's Goldberg. What the fuck is Goldberg with that face? All right, but
here comes the pain.
I've played this game also before. I used to play WWE games a lot, and I can vouch that Here Comes the Pain is probably one of the best wrestling games that was on the PS2, especially for like WWE. Like, it ranks up there for me. Really well made, really good character roster. I might just be a fanboy for the fact that fucking Undertaker's like the most broken character in the entire game because he has like the best stats out of everybody. But
I have a question.
It's fun. What?
Can you play as the Macho Man?
I think he might be a legacy character because they do have some legacy characters. I don't know. I would have to.
And that's a maybe.
As far as WWE games go, mine is actually on the GameCube, which is Day of Reckoning. That's still my favorite WWE game.
But yeah, no, Here Comes the Pain was, it, like, it has a few characters from, like, Legacy, like, older era WWE, like, it has, like, the old Undertaker, which is the one I was talking about, him being, like, wicked overpowered, and then there was, I think Macho Man might be one of those, but, anyway, number 64 is Aggressive Inline.
This isn't Tony Hawk.
It's Tony Hawk without being Tony Hawk.
This isn't Tony Hawk at all. Where's my Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3?
That better be way up high on the list.
Where's my cool soundtrack?
Fucking yes.
All right.
But no, I've never played this game.
Number 63 is Primal, or another game I've never heard of.
I've heard of it.
I've
definitely heard of it, but I've never played it. Landon? Okay.
Number 62 is Mercenaries.
I played Mercenaries 2, not this one though.
Harrison
Jones.
Apparently the Harrison Fords are playable characters in Han Solo and Indiana Jones.
Oh God! Actually, that's
originally
awesome.
banned in South Korea.
Oh yeah, because it had something to do with like, yeah.
I think there were Koreans in this game.
Yeah. All right, and number 61 is The Warriors.
Never heard of it.
I heard of it, but it was just like.
Well,
this picture isn't telling me anything either.
I heard of it only because,
all right,
my parents were big on old movies.
Oh, I don't get to ring this one in, Jack.
Number 60 is Sly 3, Honor Among Thieves. I did it. I win.
Okay, Landon, you
get this one. You get this one.
Yeah. You say what you think.
But there are no bottles.
There's no bottles. This game's a fraud. No bottles. Next.
This is the only one of the 3 Sly games that was on the PS2 I did not play, so I can't say anything.
No bottles, so it's okay.
Yeah, didn't you say that this is your favorite Sly game?
Well, that's because I only played the first and this one.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I'm actually the same
of the
way.
originals.
I never
before I got the HD collection, this and that, because my PS2, it's like I went and bought like Sly 2, and it's like, okay. And it was like, PS2, will you work? And it's like, well, no, fuck you. You can't play Sly 2. I was like, But yeah, there's no bottles. There's no bottles.
I think they get introduced in the fourth game.
All right.
No, wait, I didn't say anything. I played the Sly games. Sly 3 is my least favorite of the original trilogy.
You can wait to talk about Sly 1.
But Sly 3, it's still a good game. I like it a lot. But the thing that I really don't like about it is that how they tried to have like so many different characters.
What, Murray and Benny?
No.
Murray and Bentley. There's like 8 different characters that you can play as, and every one of them has their own like play style.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's like I liked it more than when they just focused on Sly, Murray, and Bentley. That's pretty much the main reason why I don't like this one as much as 1 or 2.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, right, it's me. Sorry.
Yep.
Number 59 is Fatal Frame 2: Crimson Butterfly.
Heard of it.
Yeah. Heard of the series, but never this game in particular.
I've heard of this game in particular. It was where it came out in 2003. It was another one of the many hyped up horror survival kind of games, because like around that time, like there was a lot of genres that are really evolving, and early 2000s survival horrors were all over the place. You had, if you can still describe them as that, you had stuff like Resident Evil 4 was around. You had Silent Hill that was hitting its magnum opus with 2 and 3. You had Fatal Frame coming out. Like, it was a huge genre at the time. So I guess, I mean, I haven't actually played it myself, but I guess it was just one of those many games that was like the slew of really good survival horror games.
Mm-hmm.
This actually makes me wonder if Clock Tower's on this list.
I doubt it. Well, was Clock Tower released in America on the PS2?
All of them except for the first one on the Super NES were.
Well, it might be.
The answer is no.
Okay. Number 58 is Star Ocean: Till the End of Time. Star Ocean is one of those series that I've always heard like a lot of things about, but I've just never. I just know nothing about it.
One of my friends named Andrew, he was a really close friend of mine. He was huge on Star Ocean. He loved the shit out of Star Ocean. Star Ocean was like his favorite RPG series. And I've heard one thing that was consistent about what he said about all of them across the PS2 and the Xbox 360 that he's played, and is that they take fucking forever to finish.
I do want the one that's on the PS3.
My buddy actually would bring his Star Ocean games over to my house, so I would always be stuck watching him play it.
All right. Give me that. Get out of the way. Number 57 is boobs.
I was gonna say.
Number 57.
You gotta love that picture.
Literally, the picture is just it's just a picture of Lara Croft's boobs. Number 57 is Tomb Raider Anniversary.
This, I think, was the remake of the first one, wasn't it?
Complete reimagining of the original Tomb Raider.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I can retire.
This was the reboot, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, what?
Not the reboot, but the remake. The reboot was the one that came out last year.
Yeah, the reboot was the 2000.
No, there are 2 reboots of Tomb Raider. There's the Underworld series or whatever that was, and then there's the newest one.
No, this isn't Underworld. This is just a remake of the first
All right,
one.
Graphically, if the picture here is supposed to be a picture of like what the game's graphic style was supposed to be, then yes, graphically it was a reboot, but it's not actually a reboot though. I mean, not reboot, remake. Yeah, no, I think reboot. It's not it was just a remake of the first game.
Guys, IGN
gave it
a
7.8.
Oh god, it's terrible. That means it's terrible.
Yeah.
And then all those games that had those 9 points,
9.5 for Final Fantasy 12.
9.5, 9.4s, 9.1s are all below this.
7.8.
Okay. IGN does not know how to math.
Okay,
there's nothing else to say.
Yeah, as we go up this list, I'll probably have played most of the games because I had like only a PS2 for the longest time. But keep going.
Yeah, this video is going to get a lot longer in the later parts of the list because we'll have more to say. Number 56 is Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2.
Yes,
I've played this game and it's really fucking fun. But I played it on the GameCube.
I played it on the PS2. I don't think it's the best Need for Speed game, but it definitely, for the first Need for Speed game that came out on the PS2, really good. The fact that they brought back the whole getting chased by the cops thing, which they didn't have in Need for Speed High Stakes all that much, unless it was except as an extra mode. The fact that they brought that back was really fun because the thrill of getting chased by the cops while you're in the middle of a fucking race is just insane.
My dad, because my dad was into two things at the time when I had my GameCube, like in the early 2000s, racing games and sports games. Like, he's the reason why I played Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2 and MVP Baseball 2005, and he actually went out of his way to buy like a fucking a third-party steering wheel peripheral for this game, and he would sit down and play it like all day. It was kind of hilarious.
All right,
number 55 is too low.
Jack and Daxter.
Number 55 is Jak and Daxter, the Precursor.
Before you guys say anything, the first highlight says made platformers fun again. That is a lie because they were already fun at the time.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, IGN. When were they not fun?
Apparently, Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon never existed.
Yeah, fuck you, IGN. Okay, this is I'm in the minority when I say this, but this is my favorite Jak and Daxter game.
I can kind of agree. I mean, I like Jak too, but something about Jak and Daxter I like a little bit more.
Jak, I love the other two games too, and I'm going to be the one that plays the Jak trilogy for the channel eventually. And I guess I just like Jak 1 more than the other two, just because, you know, it's like a traditional collect-a-thon platformer, and I just really like those.
Yeah,
it's just real. It's like the story's nothing to write home about, but unlike the other two games where the story actually gets pretty interesting, but it's just so much damn fun.
It's just one of those. It's one of those platformers where, like, you know, it's kind of like Spyro the Dragon games that were on the PS1. Like, you had this free roaming collect-a-thon. You could just go have fun. If you died, you just got right back up. You kept going. The fun was just in finding everything. Which 3D platformers, like, I feel like if they just found the magic again, like, those could still be fun games. Because, like, it's just a magical aura about picking up a game and just being able to explore and collect shit.
I think Cloud just described sex.
Jak and Daxter 1 is sex. But no, this
what I was implying.
This game is fucking fantastic. This is probably in my top 5 3D platformers of all time. Like, when I think of you compared it to Sly, the thing that I immediately compare it to as far as like the platforming style is Banjo-Kazooie. And I love Banjo-Kazooie as well, but this fucking game is amazing.
Oh boy!
All right,
I like
moving
what 54
on.
Is.
Wow. Okay, number 54 is Silent Hill 2. Okay, I'm sorry. Why 54? I thought this game was going to be in like the top 10.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be that high. Silent Hill 2 isn't that good.
Well, Silent Hill is definitely, I think, is the best in the franchise.
Silent Hill 2 is typically called the best game. I think 3 was better. So I hope I see 3 on this list. But Silent Hill 2 was actually really good. Like, the first Silent Hill was kind of okay, but then they were firing on all 4 cylinders with Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 was amazing. It was scary as fuck because you didn't know when the hell, like, something would come out of nowhere. The Pyramid Heads were fucking, oh my god, the Pyramid Head. Like, I remember watching my mom play this because my mom was big into survival horror games at the time, and she had Silent Hill 2, and she was at the part with the Pyramid Head, and she was going downstairs, and it was, oh my god, I almost had a fucking nightmare.
My dad is the one that played all the horror games. I actually remember that for some reason there's like a pussy mode in Silent Hill 2 where basically it like gets rid of all the enemies.
Well, what's the point?
I know, that's the point.
And Henry was a really good protagonist too.
Yeah. It's not, it hasn't aged terribly well. I mean, it's a 13-year-old game. What do you expect? But it's still, it's commonly considered as like one of the greatest survival horror games of all time. And I just kind of expected it to be like at least in the top like 30 or so.
Well, I think what ultimately dragged Silent Hill down was the fact that I think they gave it to different developers.
I don't know.
Yeah. Silent Hill 4. Silent Hill 4.
Nobody likes to talk about that.
Next
up. Number 53 is Rogue Galaxy.
Love Rogue Galaxy.
I keep hearing people talk about this, but I've never actually seen it.
Okay. Picture, alright. I don't know
Rogue,
if you...
not Rogue.
Okay. So it's like, while a lot of people were playing Final Fantasy XII at the time, I was one that was playing Rogue Galaxy. It's got like a steampunk/cyberpunk style to it. Like it's got like this, it's got an amazing visual style. You're a fucking space pirate, and you go around these different worlds, and you're supposed to like go on this quest, and it's made by level 5, so you have some.
Back to us.
And
Back to us.
What happened?
There you go.
Oh, it's just that when you talk for like really extended, or not like extended periods of time, but when you just like keep talking and it's like your microphone just kind of like fades out. It just kind of like fades into a lower quality.
It can't handle my.
It's like how you're talking.
You need to stop talking.
Your mic can't handle your girth.
But no, the long story short is it's like a tippet. It's very stylistically, like mechanically, it's a lot like Final Fantasy XII, but in my opinion, with a much better style to it. So I'm actually glad it got higher on the list than Final Fantasy XII. It was a lot.
I've never played it. I've heard of it from you, but that's really all I know about it.
The only reason I could never finish it is because my PS2 always had this point in time where it couldn't read the game because the game is very like high tech. Like it runs a lot. Yeah. It takes a lot out of the system to run it. And twice I tried to play it and it couldn't finish. I couldn't finish the game because PS2 couldn't do it. And it hurts a little bit because I was really far the first time I played it. I was almost done the game. It's a fantastic game.
Mm-hmm. All right. Number 52 is my favorite non-Mario sports game, NBA Street Volume 2. This game is really fucking fun. This it's just like if you've ever played any like the street sports games, it's like you know what to expect. It's like basically sports but more fun. It's like you have games like fucking Madden. It's just like it's just like realistic football. But then you have shit like NFL Street where it's just like you're doing like flips and tricks and shit like that.
In it.
Yeah, and that's what makes it more fun. It's just like it's the best basketball game I've ever played. It's really good. And this is another one of those games that I played on the GameCube instead of the PS2. But yeah.
Introduce the next game.
Wait, no, hold on. But I was going to say, fun fact: in the GameCube version of the third game, you can actually play as Mario, Luigi, and Peach. Yeah.
Oh god.
And you can play as Dr. Dre in this game.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh boy. The next game.
Right, number 51 is oh boy.
Oh boy.
Go for it.
Justin, go for it.
Black.
Twisted Metal Black. Yes. Best Twisted Metal game in the fucking series, without a doubt.
Highlights. Okay. Black was the first and only Twisted Metal game to get an M.
Okay.
But the M is for metal.
All right, so Twisted Metal Black. I'll go first before Justin because I'm just oh my god. I used to spend so much time with this game. It's your typical Twisted Metal game with the car combat and everything, but everything about it is like it harkens back to the older Twisted Metals where like it was gruesome and it was gritty and dark, and there's a real story behind it too because you pick a character and they have like the story about like an insane asylum and the host of the game and the host of the game like trying to say like if you enter this competition and you win you can get out. It's so good for like what a car combat game is.
Yeah, but Calypso's a troll.
Yeah, Calypso's a fucking troll. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, I lied. Oh man.
One of my favorite moments of Calypso is actually when he says something about he's going to grant these guys the ability to fly, but they jump off a building and end up killing themselves, and it reveals that he had two tickets to a flight.
Yep. Oh man, Calypso's a fucking jerk though. One of the things I remember though about Twisted Metal Black is it is difficult. It is a hard game. It's not
Yeah.
You have to practice a little bit. It's hard, but it is so fun, and it is just the story behind it. The fact that there's a really good story is just it's great. It's amazing, actually.
Yeah. Twisted Metal is actually what got me in car combat, and it's actually one of the reasons why I have a fetish for putting a gun on practically everything.
All right, number 50 is Guitaru Man.
Guitaru Man! I love this game.
I have not played it, so this is you.
The Guitaru Man is like a really quirky, awesome rhythm game. It's fucking... I'm not sure how to describe it. It's like, it's really weird. It's like really weird. Like IGN says, some of the strangest enemies ever seen in a game. They're not kidding. And it's a rhythm game, and it's probably one of the best rhythm games I've ever played, just because of how weird and crazy and awesome it is. Right. And yeah, I love it.
All right, number 49. Wow, 59? We're not going backwards.
What?
49 is Gran Turismo 3 Aspect. I played this game, actually, because I was going through a racing game phase, and I have to say, it was really good. The graphics were amazing for, like, PS2 2001 graphics. Like, I was taken away by it. There are so many fucking cars that you can get. There's so many different tracks that you can race on. My only problem with the game is that it is really slow to build into the cars that you want to get. Like, you have to spend hours and hours working to get what you want. I really enjoyed my time with it, but for a racing game, I spent at least like 30 hours, and I will admit I didn't actually get too far in. I was like about maybe a few tournaments and Grand Prix into the campaign. That's about it. I was just getting into like the more serious level of the game, and I hadn't been able to finish it because it takes so long. But it's really fun.
I've never really had any interest in the Gran Turismo series. Like, I just maybe I should play them to really, like, you know, give. I'm not going to give an opinion on them because I haven't played any of them. But it's like when I look at them, all I just kind of see is just, you know, just realistic racing game. It's just like
it's
my dad was big on Gran Turismo, but the play was Need for Speed and Racer.
If I were to suggest to someone to play a Gran Turismo game, I would suggest 3, because it is really good. But you'd have to be able to invest the time into it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, number 40.
Number 48 is...
Disgaea, Hour of Darkness.
4.
Too low.
What?
This game. Alright, so this game is a strategy RPG from Nippon Ichi, and it is fucking amazing. There's so much customization, so much, like, you can do whatever the fuck you want with your characters. You can break the game for all you can, if you really want to. The story is my favorite out of all the Disgaea games that I've played. It has the best characters. Flan is fucking adorable. Laharl's badass, and I love the fact that he doesn't know how the fuck to be a ruler, and over the course of the game he learns to. Etna's okay, I guess. And then fucking Captain Gordon, Defender of Earth. Like, I just love the characters and the story. It's so fun and poppy and anime-esque. And then you have the gameplay, which is actually really deep, and you can make characters basically into whatever you want them to. I spent 100 hours on this game, and I didn't even scratch the surface. I beat the main story, and I was going to go into it some more, but I didn't get the chance to.
Like, I think in an era where there was a lot of serious JRPGs, Disgaea still managed to be that really quirky one.
Yes, I will say before I move on, Disgaea is one of the first game was one of the only instances of a game that I legitimately cried at something that happened in the game. It was that tear jerking. I'm not going to say it though because that's spoilers. But number 47 is Suikoden 3.
I definitely know about the Suikoden series. I've seen a few Let's Plays of Suikoden 2, but outside of that, I don't know anything about the third game.
I don't really know anything either.
I love this one highlight. So big, it could literally be 3 RPGs.
Yeah, you know what is 3 RPGs? Shenmue. Because it has 3 discs.
That was like the biggest thing.
All right. Number 46 is ESPN NFL 2K5 sports game. Okay, I'm done.
Sports game. Moving on.
All right. Number 45 is Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny.
I played the
Never
first.
played any of the Onimusha's games.
Me neither.
I played the first one. I've never played the second one.
I've heard Onimusha is a pretty good game though, so.
I think it's Onimusha because Oni.
Onimusha, yeah. Number 44 is Odin Sphere. I
have played this game.
I've heard it's fantastic and has a gorgeous art style, and I can already tell from the picture that it does have a gorgeous art style.
It's a really good game. It's like a 2D side scroller action RPG, like IGN tells you. It's like you played Muramasa the Demon Blade, right?
Yes.
It's like that. Oh. In fact, it's made by the same people.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a really fun game. I recommend it.
The only thing I remember though about Odin Sphere was that when Game Informer had done a list of like what they would do to make the perfect RPG, and that when it came to art direction, they said Odin Sphere over anything else. So that was actually pretty cool. Number 43 is Bully.
I've played this actually, and I think I have played it on the PS2. And it's good. It's like it's basically. Have any of you played it?
No.
I played it very briefly, but that's it.
I do know.
It's basically.
I do know that there was.
Oh, sorry.
I do know that there was a user on GameSpot that had played it, D Galmoon, if you guys remember him.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. It's basically Grand Theft Auto, only you're in middle school.
Not as violent.
And it's actually really fun. I'm not too huge on the Grand Theft Auto series, and I like when I was a kid, I was never too huge on Grand Theft Auto, but I enjoyed this for some reason. But yeah.
Number 42 is Devil May Cry.
And this is where we put the video scene of him screaming in the air, full light thing.
The voice crack.
All right. Justin,
to give your body life.
Justin, anything you want to say about Devil May Cry?
Despite the fact that a lot of people say that Devil May Cry probably has the campiest voice acting out of the entire series, it's still one of my favorites because it's actually one of the first few PS2 games I ever got. And so it's one of my childhood games, so I have fond memories of it. So. The combat system isn't as advanced, obviously, as like 2 and 3, although we don't like to talk. But it's never mind.
So you're good?
Yeah.
All right. Number 41 is.
You never give me a chance to talk about games.
I didn't know you had anything to say. Why didn't you say anything?
I did have, because you didn't give me enough time.
Justin was talking.
Yeah, Justin was talking, and I didn't want to interrupt him.
Justin said he was good, so I thought you were going to cut in if you had anything. Go.
I
literally gave no time.
Okay, go.
Okay, Devil May Cry, it's fun. It's fucking, it's a 3D beat 'em up. I like those. It's old and it's aged, but who cares? It's still fun. Not as good as 3, so I assume 3 is somewhere on the list. I hope it is. If it's not, I'm going to kick a puppy. It's just fucking, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
Puppies, don't worry.
I'm sorry for rushing, but I mean 41 is fucking Ratchet & Clank. So, come on.
Ratchet & Clank 1.
Yes, Ratchet & Clank the original.
This is actually the only.
I disagree. I would be switching Ratchet & Clank 1 with Ratchet & Clank 2, but otherwise, Ratchet & Clank 1 was terrific. It was the fact that Insomniac managed to go from Spyro into something like Ratchet & Clank was just tremendous, and the weapons were like it was really unique for the kind of game it was, because you didn't really see platformers that had like a huge action element to them. And the fact that they fused those genres, I remember spending a lot of time with Ratchet & Clank 1. I was trying to get like all the gold bolts. I never did perfectly complete Ratchet & Clank 1 like I did the other 2 games that came after it, but
it also had a lot of crude humor.
Yes, I love the humor in Ratchet & Clank.
Yeah. Yeah, Ratchet & Clank, obviously it's the first one, so it's the one that did like I can't words. It's fun, but it doesn't do as much as like the other games in the series. Like obviously
it doesn't have the upgrading
the series
weapons.
does. Yeah, that's what a series does. They expand upon the fucking original, but it's still a great game, and I highly recommend playing it.
Oh boy, Jack, the next game is you.
Oh boy, number 40 is Jak 3. I did say that Jak 1 is my favorite Jak game. Jak 3 is still fucking. Why do they mention here that Jak doesn't talk in the first game, and why didn't they say that in the? Yeah, I don't know.
Highlight
anyway,
of Jak 3.
Anyway, Jak 3 is probably my least favorite in the trilogy, actually, but it's still a great game. I enjoy it a lot. It's the thing that I like about the thing that really kind of I don't want to say kills it for me, but the thing that makes it my least favorite in the trilogy is the fact that they have a really big emphasis on vehicles in this game.
Is it the Wasteland?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's still a great game. I enjoy it a lot, but I would have put the first one above this, although, again, I'm the minority in that regard. And I can be hopeful, but I don't think they're going to have Jak 2 in this list. Landon, did they?
Oh.
Okay, I can accept... They didn't even include Jak 2, man. Come on.
I like Jak 2, maybe almost as much as Jak 3. Reverse that. I like Jak 3 pretty much as I like Jak 2, but, the whole vehicle thing and the fact that the Wasteland is so goddamn fucking huge with, almost nothing in it beyond the few story things that you have to go to and maybe a few boss fights that actually happen there. There's really nothing going on in the Wasteland aside from that hub world. So, Wasteland just takes you to more platforming areas that aren't actually in the city area.
Yeah. Well, it is a wasteland, so it's doing its job.
The one cool thing I found, and this is probably just my indulgence in violence because that's how I am. I liked how whenever you got to the city, it was just one massive war zone.
Yeah. Number 39 is Dragon Quest VIII: Journey of the Cursed King.
Played this. Fantastic RPG. My only complaint is it is way too grind heavy, but then again, what Dragon Quest game isn't?
Yeah, I've played this too, and it's super grindy. But it's still fun.
It's extremely charming too, but then again, it's also made by
Level 5.
And Akira Toriyama does the art, so I mean...
Yeah, I always liked his art.
Yes.
Of course. Number 38 is Time Splitters 2.
I played this ages ago.
Heard of, but never played.
Oh boy, next game.
No, Justin, do you have anything to say?
It didn't really get my attention too much, so not really.
I wasn't trying to rush the next game. I'm just saying the next game you're gonna love.
Okay, number 37 is Beautiful Joe. Yay! Okay, fucking Beautiful Joe. Who doesn't love... Okay, some people don't, I'm sure, but it's... Okay, Beautiful Joe is...
Don't make me answer the question.
Fucking beat 'em up by Clover Studios. They're good at making those, in case you haven't won... Clover Studios / Platinum Games. Yeah, they're... God damn it.
They're going to make you
I don't know.
games.
It's like a really... It's a really stylized, really fun... side-scroller beat 'em up. It's like the fucking time slowdown system is fun to use. It's just the Platinum definitely knows what they're doing when they make a game.
Mm-hmm. If it's wild, zany, and full of action, it's probably made by Platinum Games.
All right, number 36 is Amplitude.
This is.
So what?
I still think a rhythm
on it.
This looks like Audio Surf, but not.
Yeah, no kidding.
Cloud?
There was a game called Frequency, and it's the sequel to that, and it's a weird kind of rhythm game because it's got unique aspects to it, but I never really played it. I only just watched it, and I was like, I don't understand what the fuck this is. So.
Yeah. Including tracks from Run DMC, David Bowie, and Blink-182.
As if Blink-182 can compare to the first two.
All right. Number 35 is Grim Grimoire.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
No.
But it's an Animu design, and I'm now kind of sad I never got to try it.
Landon, have you heard of it?
I heard about it when I skipped ahead in the list.
Okay. Number 34 is Beyond Good and Evil.
What's Beyond Good and Evil?
I've played a bit of this game. I haven't. I don't really know a whole lot about it, but from what I have played, it's fun, and a lot of people really want. A lot of people really want a sequel. Okay, I just realized
a trilogy.
Wow, never even got a second game. Also, I love how I just learned how dated this list is. Getting an HD re-release in 2011.
Oh wow. Yeah, because it came out in 2010, this list.
Okay. All right. Number 30 series, Ridge Racer!
Yes.
It's Ridge Racer!
But I've never played Ridge Racer.
Me neither.
I have.
I just like that meme.
Oh, they just shout it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing to say about Ridge Racer.
Okay. Oh, I see that message that you sent me.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I didn't even look at that message.
I'm glad you did the thing though.
Yeah, I did it without looking at it. Number 32 is Black.
People.
That's racist.
It's
I was going to say that's racist. God damn it, Landon.
This is yet another game I played on the Xbox, not the PS2. The only notable thing about this game is the fact that I think, don't quote me on this, well actually it's not, because Red Faction did it first. This was one of the few games that actually had destructible environments. So that was a game to that. Other than that, it's pretty generic.
All right.
Cloud. Give Cloud the next
Cloud.
Oh,
Number 31 is Dark Cloud 2.
Literally his favorite game ever.
It's my second favorite game ever, and it's my favorite PS2 game ever. And why is it so low?
Because not everyone likes things as much as you do, Cloud.
Okay.
Because Guitar Hero has to take the 30th slot.
Fuck.
Okay, hold on. Let Cloud talk about Dark Cloud 2 first.
Dark Cloud 2 is the sequel to the first Dark Cloud. First Dark Cloud was kind of sloppy. Well, not by sloppy, I mean, like, it wasn't as well refined as Dark Cloud 2 was. The cel-shading graphical style of Dark Cloud 2 was a lot better. The story was a lot better. There was more of a deepness to it, because the story was kind of bare bones in the dark. It was very bare bones in the...
Come back.
I'm trying...
Okay.
Fuck. All right. But there was a lot of things about Dark Cloud 2 I like. I like all the mini game things that you can do. There's like a fish raising mini game, like you can catch fish, then raise them like Pokemon, then raise.
Take a breath.
Then there's like the Spheda thing, which is like a little golf mini game that you can play inside the levels, and then you get this fucking mech that you can fucking build.
Wow, calm down.
You literally just
faded.
Cloud. Fly away.
All right.
You literally just exploded and then flew into the sky when you said that.
But Dark Cloud 2 has two really amazing playable characters, Max and Monica. There's also a Giorama system where you have to save the future by rebuilding the present. It's just, there's so much about it that I love. Everything, including the mech that Max gets that you can rebuild and that you can build into anything that you want that I just gushed about.
All right.
I'm gonna just finish by saying that literally my favorite PS2 game ever.
Cloud, check your pulse.
My heart's racing.
Stop talking.
Basically everything that Cloud said. It's a great game. I have played it, by the way. The first game isn't good at all, really.
I thought it was good, but not nearly as good as the second.
No. The sequel is miles better than the original.
And the original Cloud was no le because.
All right, Cloud.
The text.
Well, you can. I was gonna say you could do the this one just because I did the last one.
Okay. Number 30 is Guitar Hero.
Fuck that for being higher than Dark 2. Fuck that.
You're going to say that for everything from the rest of the list.
Well, no, because I mean, there's probably quite a few games that are up there that'll be really good, but this... I played Guitar Hero, though, and...
Yeah.
I will say I did enjoy Guitar Hero. The Guitar Hero trilogy that hit the PS2 that made Guitar Hero what it was really good.
Mm-hmm. Although I'd say the first game was the weakest out of all of them. Hammer-ons were a little... I don't remember exactly what the problem was, but I remember something about hammer-ons was a little weird in the first game.
It's not as robust as later games, because later games add more stuff to it.
Don't worry, you can talk about later games later.
Also, the fucking... The animations on the guitarists aren't the best, but, like, the drummer... Have you ever, like, just stopped and looked at the drummer, just like his fucking robotic arm movements? I don't know. It's got a pretty good track list.
Maybe they were trying to take from Ringo Starr. I don't know.
The last song in the game was originally, I'm not sure what song it was supposed to be. I'm going to assume it was going to be Stairway to Heaven, but they tried to get Led Zeppelin to be their last song in the game, but Led Zeppelin basically just said, no, we don't want our music in your game. So that's the reason why Led Zeppelin has never been in a Guitar Hero or a Rock Band game. So instead they went with Bark at the Moon by Ozzy.
All right. Number 29 is Soul Calibur 2.
I played this on the GameCube.
I also played it on the GameCube. The Master Race version of the game.
It's better on the GameCube because Link.
Yeah, because Link.
Although other than that, though, it is still a very good game.
PS2 is the Tekken guy, and then the Xbox has Spawn for some reason.
Yeah, I'm not that huge on Soul Calibur. I have a friend that is, and he like really likes the series, and 2 is definitely the best game in the series. Mm-hmm. And it's just it's a really fun. It's not something that I really go back to very often by myself, but like if I'm just like playing around with friends, we'll pull it out every once in a while and still play it, like, to this day. It's really fun.
Yeah, my first experience on the Dreamcast.
All right, number 28 is Guilty Gear X2, and I'm going to say one thing. The second highlight just has the coolest generic villain name ever, That Man.
Hell yeah.
Quadruple
quotes. That Man. Yeah. Anyway.
Anything to say about that?
I have played... Shut up. That's like one character.
Yeah, Bridget.
It's like one... Bridget. It's... Guilty Gear is a really great series. I don't think I've played the original X2, but, it's like any connoisseur of fighting games, because I'm not, but if you ask anyone that's really into fighting games, they'll definitely tell you that Guilty Gear is one of the best fighting game series of all time. And from what I know, X2 is generally considered the best game in the series. I'm not sure. Again, haven't played this specific version of X2, but it's really fun. It's a good fighting game.
Number 27 is Frequency.
Yeah, we just talked about this.
Yes, we talked about the sequel earlier, and Frequency, I do know about Frequency. The way you play it is you're in a tube, and you're supposed to move your thingy around the tube in different to hit the different notes. I don't really know much about it past that, though.
Oh, number 26.
Oh boy, number 26, Shin Megami Tensei 4 Persona 3 SES.
I swear to fucking God, if Persona 4 is not on this list, I'm gonna...
You were gonna cry.
Shit. No!
But, let's let Jack talk about this game.
Okay. Okay.
Just try not to do what I did with Dark Mode 2.
Landon, just answer me now. Is Persona 4 on the list?
Don't say anything.
All right.
Landon, type it to me in a message.
God damn it. It's no, isn't it?
Ooh, what is it?
Okay, well, while they're doing that, I'm going to say, okay, so Persona 3, it's it's a weird kind of RPG. It's like in the daytime, it's like a sort of dating sim-esque game where you talk to people and then you fucking like you gain boosts for your monsters that you control at the night when you go to Tartarus and fight monsters and fight like the big boss at the end of every month. Or not the end of every month, but every full moon. And it's really fun. Like, you know, I like Persona 4 a lot more than this one just because the dungeons are so much better. Like the one major gripe I have with this game is the fact that Tartarus is boring. It's basically just like the way the RPG aspect of the game actually works. It's like you just go through like just progress in like the levels on this floor of the giant this giant tower, and it gets pretty it gets to a point in the game where it's just like, ugh. But you know, it's still like I really do like the RPG system, like the way Personas work and all that, and how you can just kind of like create your it's like different depending on, you know, which personas you use, and it's a really good game and I enjoy it a lot.
All right, I don't think Landon or Justin have played Persona 3.
I call the next
Number 25.
Number 25 is Sly Cooper in the TV.
Sly Cooper in the TV. I'm gonna murder you.
Okay.
Landon, you have the floor.
Our representative from Oregon has the floor.
What?
I was doing a Green Day reference to the song Holiday. But go on.
Landon, breathe.
Calm down.
You good?
You breathe again. I can breathe. Holy shit.
Look, Lennon, tell us in a precise manner why you love this game and why that answer is bottles.
I love the collective aspect of, I guess, the first two and the newer game, because you basically, what I love about the series is it's a stealth game, and it's probably one of the only stealth series that I'm super into.
Same.
And like, for the PS2, like, most of the, like, this was like one of the only few games like I ever got for it. Which is a shame, because obviously there's a ton of great games on it, but I was just like financial troubles and stuff like that. I could only get so many games while I was a kid. And so this one and the third one were like the ones I got, and this one I fell in love with it because you can collect so much, and through the game, Sly Cooper, obviously, when you collect bottles, you can open up vaults, and you add pages to the Thetis Raccoonus, and you're able to expand the abilities of Sly, meaning you can do more awesome things and kill people better and bottles.
All right.
Okay.
I like this game a lot. I like the simple plot aspect where you have like this group of thieves who stole Sly's treasure. So he's like, no, fuck that. I'm getting this back. So you have to go get it back. And like Landon said, the whole fact that it's a stealth plus collectathon game at the same time is it's really unique. I just want to summarize my thoughts real quick so anybody else can have the floor.
Yeah, Sly Cooper, the first one, it's really good. It's just like the stealth aspect is really nice. It's, it's not something you see in a platformer very often, and it does it really well, I think. And, it's like I really like the collective aspect, and, it's just fucking, it's fun. Yeah, bottles.
Number 24, I'm mad. Final Fantasy X.
Too low.
Fucking low.
Too low.
Fucking low.
Okay, a lot of people give 10. I'm gonna say now, a lot of people give 10 shit because of the fucking Titus laughing scene.
They give the game too much shit just for Titus in general, which pisses me off because aside from that, this game is just so good.
I'm going to say this now. Final Fantasy X probably has my favorite battle system, mainly because you can actually swap party members while you're in the middle of a fight.
It is great. You can swap party members in the middle of a fight. It's turn-based, but the thing is that there's a little heads-up display over on the side of the screen. You can see who gets the turn order. Certain actions will affect whether or not you get to do a certain. Like, you might have to go later on if you use a certain really strong attack, or you have certain attacks like Quick Hit, which is a really strong hit later in the game that you can do faster attacks. And then you have, like, switching in party members and skills. Like, there's a sphere grid system. You can learn skills. It's just, oh my god, it's so robust.
And then there's this sphere grid, so you can actually make them, like, you can choose which stats you want to increase for them and stuff like that.
And the story was phenomenal.
The end was a bit like, what?
But yes, it's like I said, a lot of people give this game shit just for Tidus, and it's like, yeah, sure, Tidus isn't the best character in the world, but god damn it, literally everything else about this game is near perfect.
Lightning.
Oh no.
Yeah, at least it's not Lightning.
Tidus is a much better protagonist than Lightning is.
Is it Tidus or Tidus? I don't remember.
It's Kingdom Hearts erroneously, for some reason, they decided to have him pronounced Tidus, but it's Tidus.
I always call him
Okay,
Tidus.
well, I'll call him Tidus just because it sounds cooler. Yeah. But it's like, it's still a fantastic game, and after this game was really when the Final Fantasy series started to take a dip.
Yeah.
In Aquatic Mine.
Speaking of, the music is fucking amazing. Nobuo Uematsu, one of his best works, definitely.
Mm-hmm. I like the Czech battle.
That was actually really unique. Is that one of the main final boss, because there's a final boss, but you can't really lose. The actual
Cloud.
What?
What if 10-2 is above 10?
Oh, I will be so fucking pissed. I will be so fucking pissed.
I didn't like 10-2.
It better not even be on this list at this point.
Okay.
All right, but no.
Oh,
Number 20, number 23.
Jack.
Number 20. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.
Okay, yes, you can play as Wolverine in this game. You can also play as Iron Man. This isn't my favorite Tony Hawk game, and in fact, I doubt it's going to be on the list. But Tony Hawk Underground, please. But no, Pro Skater 3 is fantastic game. Fun fact: this game actually has the highest meta score of any PS2 game at a 97.
Wow, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this game, it's just really fucking good. Like the levels are just like really fun to play in. Like the soundtrack is great. Like it's just, goddamn, it's just really fun.
Oh, also, Clyde, you're gonna shit yourself. You should
Number 22.
Now I need to play the theme over it.
La, 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 la. Oh my god. Katamari Damacy. Oh, god, alright. Katamari Damacy is a game where you are the king of all you play as the king of all cosmos' little son, who is like no more than like a couple inches tall.
A couple inches? He's like smaller than a thumbtack.
Yeah, and fucking, you roll around a ball that can pick up anything it touches if it's big enough, and you get to roll around things and collect and you make new stars out of these objects that you're rolling up, and it's scale like there's only 10 stages, but they
well, there's also the constellation missions.
There's also constellation missions, so there's a lot of bonus stuff that you can do. And it's really neat because the game starts you off trying to build like little small ones, and then by the end of the game you're rolling up basically like everything on fucking Earth. It is such a fucking good game.
But you know what I never understood about this game is that, oh yeah, it's fantastic, by the way, I'm just going to say that. What I never understood about this game, it's like, okay, make a star 1, make a star 2, make a constellation, make a star 3, make another constellation, and then you get to the last level in the game, the moon.
Make the moon.
Which is the smallest thing out of everything that you've made so far, and yet for some reason, it's the biggest. It's like the moon is like miles smaller than any star in the entire galaxy, or the entire known galaxy. And it's just, why is it the biggest? Why is it the last level in the game?
I don't care. I rolled up fucking tornadoes and whirlpools. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't even give a shit if I'm building the moon.
I will say that as far as like being better, as far like I definitely think there are better games in the series. In fact, I think We Heart Katamari, the sequel to this game, which I know is not, I can pretty much say for certain isn't going to be on this list, but We Heart Katamari, which is also on the PS2, I think did a better job at like the just kind of like a lot of things in general. It's just as far as like the best game in the series, like Katamari Forever for the PS3, go buy that.
All right. Well,
because
I'm going to give Katamari Damacy its due. I think without Katamari Damacy being the breakthrough success that it was, we wouldn't have even gotten the other games in the series. Because Katamari Damacy as it is, like the Katamari series as it is, isn't extremely popular, and Katamari Damacy is probably the only really popular one out of all the ones.
But the first game was a lot more popular than they expected it to be.
Nah, yeah,
like,
it was.
When they released it, it was only $20.
Yeah, they didn't think that it would do well, so they put it at a really low price, and it took off because it's an extremely unique game. Like, there's no game that I've ever played that is anything like any Katamari game. There's nothing.
That's definitely one thing that I will give Katamari. It's like every time you look at a game and you think, oh yeah, it's like, that's unique, but it's obvious that they got inspiration from that source material. Katamari Damacy takes nothing from anything, and that's why it's so amazing.
It's genius.
Just because how it's like literally the most unique video game I've ever played.
And number 21, wrapping up my last round of announcing these things, is God of War.
Okay.
Pretty much Violence, the video game.
Yeah.
I love how it's just brutal and bloody kills like we've never seen before, even though Mortal Kombat did it way before.
It's a good game, but I think some people give too much credit to it, although it is really fun. I like the action more than the puzzles. I didn't really care for the puzzles. The action's really good.
If I were to give it any like good praise, like without being sarcastic, I'd have to say that it's probably the best hack and slash made by a Western developer.
Who was this made by?
Santa Monica or something like that.
Santa Monica, that's it.
Yep. All right. But no, no, I'm not moving on yet. I'm adding to my opinion.
Okay, but.
Oh, go ahead. Just go.
No. You finish off what you were saying.
I don't even remember what I was going to say at this point.
Okay. God of War. I played it. I liked it. It's like I'm a big fan of the genre. It's like it's definitely like the game that kind of started the whole like. Actually, I don't know really what it started, but it's like the quick time events for the kills is really satisfying. The quills. For the quilts. Kratos is actually knitting quilts with the
I think God of War is like what started the whole like cinematic experience for it.
Yeah. It's like, as fun as like Devil May Cry 1 was, it's like, you still had like the whole fixed camera thing, like, like Resident Evil 2 and 3 had, and everything was much more like flashy and like awesome, and it's like, it's a great game. I prefer God of War 2 to the first game, but it's still a great game. I'm sure we're gonna see God of War 2 somewhere on the list.
That cough was on purpose. That cough that I did like 30 seconds ago, that was on purpose.
Oh, there's no God of War 2?
No. When you said Resident Evil, I coughed because the next game.
Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4.
I played this on the GameCube.
I also played it on the GameCube and the Wii.
Not GameCube Master Race. What am I saying?
#too low for me. This is like, there better be some really fucking good games later down the list, because the fact that, seriously, I expected this to be in like the top 5. Like, Resident Evil 4 is one of my favorite games of all time, and there is
to be fair, the GameCube version is typically a superior game, and there's also amazing PS2 games. There's amazing PS2 games that outclass it. So it deserves being up where it is, but the GameCube version is better.
I do view the GameCube version as being better, but at the same time, I still like the PS2 version of this game more than a lot of PS2 games. This is just a fantastic game. It's like fun. It's like, oh, Resident Evil purists would be like, no, fucking ruin the series because it's too actiony. Who fucking cares? It's fun to play and you shoot the zombies.
It's not as bad as 5.
No, it's not as bad as 5 or 6 for that matter. But oh my god, this game is just so fucking fun. I wish I could play it for the channel. But no, I think Landon called that.
Yeah, I'll get the Wii version.
He did it ages ago.
Which is the best version of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Number 19 is Rez.
But okay. Fine.
Rez.
I've heard of it. I haven't played it.
Codenamed Project Eden.
Considering...
We already did that game.
Considering none of us played Rez, I just want to ask one question. For the next games that we do, should we just go in a circle because we're hitting like the big games soon?
Yeah.
All right, so
like it's like you'll go next,
then you, and then Justin, then
Landon.
Okay, yeah,
and then me again.
Okay, yep.
Okay, so
number 18 is I actually didn't bring it up yet. Devil May Cry 3: Dante's Awakening.
Otherwise known as Fuck Me Harder.
Yeah. Yeah. Devil May Cry 3, fucking best game in the series. It's goddamn awesome. And also, like, again, we don't like to talk about 2 because 2.
That's why it's not featured.
Yeah. And thank God. Devil May Cry 3, it's basically like the pinnacle of the series. Like, this is as good as it gets. Devil May Cry... 4 and... 4 is really good, and I've heard DMC is pretty good, but 3 is like... It's like, if you want, like, fucking 3D... It's like, if it wasn't God of War that people were talking about, like, during that year, it was fucking Devil May Cry 3.
If you want the real, unadulterated Devil May Cry experience that everybody would hype up about, you would play 3.
I was going to say, if you want to walk out with a goat sleeve, then go ahead and play this one.
All right, Jack, your turn.
Oh, is it my turn? I thought we were going like me, you.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so Justin.
Oh, hold up. Number 17, Zone of the Enders, the second runner. This was actually a game I heard about, and I think it was actually, what was it? It was a demo disc on. Oh no, you played. I think it was Zone of the Enders that actually had a demo.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 2, I think it was.
It was the first Zone of the Enders. I played Zone of the Enders 1.
It's a Hideo Kojima game.
Yeah. Not the. You get to pilot your own mech and shoot stuff in space. It's fun.
Yeah, I've never played it, but I've seen it, and I actually kind of want it.
Although
I've never heard of the game, and now I'm really interested in playing it.
It's like, okay, if you've ever heard of Armored Core, imagine that, but in space and better.
Yes.
Yeah, the Zone of the Enders is very talky, just like Metal Gear, though.
Yeah, it's also got a lot of like Metal Gear, like Kojima-esque humor. So if
it's a Kojima game, so
So if you like that, then it's good. If you don't like that, then
it's a Kojima game, so talkiness is to be expected.
Yeah.
Landon.
All right, Landon.
Number 16, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time.
Fucking awesome game.
Yeah, I've played this one too.
Okay, yeah. Cloud, have you played it?
I have not, so I'm not going to be talking about this one. But
okay.
This was what was it? The original parkour game?
Yeah, this is like, it's like fucking 3D platformer with parkour, and, it's like, it was the first kind of game to do, like, the whole parkour thing. Although, which is where, I guess why I like Uncharted a lot is because I played this game.
This was pretty much what started the whole Assassin's Creed thing.
Yeah, it's like, that's pretty much what it is. Like, it's the original Assassin's Creed. And it's really fun. It's like, it's a great 3D platformer, the parkour system. It's really fun. It's just fucking, yeah. And then there was a movie based on this game.
Yeah, which I don't really like it too much.
I haven't seen the movie.
I thought it was all right.
Wait.
You have anything to say, Justin?
Damn.
Other than, I think it was pretty cool adding the whole parkour system since it was the first game to do it, but I don't know, I think nowadays, parkour is a little bit too overused.
Yeah, a little bit.
AKA Lost World.
Mm-hmm. All right, number 15 is
another Ratchet and Clank game.
I was going to wait for you to do it because if you weren't, then I was going to.
Up
Ratchet
your
and
arsenal.
Clank
I win.
3, up your ass.
It intensifies.
I pretty much played all of these games.
Coming intensifies.
Rat-
Anyway, this is... Holy shit, this game is fantastic.
My favorite Ratchet and Clank game.
This
Mine too.
This was also the first Ratchet and Clank game to have online multiplayer.
In my top 5 PS2 games, just without a doubt. Just so good.
This is
Number 6.
probably like my number 2 or 3 PS2 game. It's like fucking... It's... You know, it's like Ratchet and Clank 1 was good, Ratchet and Clank 2 was fucking awesome. Ratchet and Clank 3...
All right, if I had to say, I think it'd probably be my third favorite or second favorite. I really couldn't decide whether or not Xenosaga 1 comes before or after. But it's in my top 5 definitely. The weapons, they're so diverse. You can basically the weapons are diverse. The story is really fun. The dialogue is great, humorous. The extra stuff you can do is amazing. A lot of fun. I would just kill time doing stuff.
Was this the game that had the Quackatron or whatever that was called?
Yes.
That turned you into a duck?
Yes. Best weapon in all of Ratchet & Clank.
Of all time.
You shoot shit. It hurt when you fully upgrade it, you get a fucking duck phoenix following you around.
Well, there's also I wouldn't say it's the best Ratchet and Clank weapon of all time, but it's really good.
And it's the most entertaining one because you have a fucking duck phoenix. You have ducks laying exploding eggs. Like it's duck mayhem.
Yeah, I will argue that I forget the name of the gun, but there's a gun in Ratchet and Clank: A Crack in Time that plays 1812 Overture when you shoot it.
Oh yeah, well, I think I remember that gun, but I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah, me neither. But yeah, pretty much everything the Cloud said. This is in like my top 5 3D platformers of all time. It's like really fun, really humorous. Story's great, characters, platforming. 4.
I like pretty much after Spyro went down the shitter because the PS2 game is fucking awful. Ratchet and Clank pretty much became my go-to Insomniac game, and pretty much one of my favorite PS2 series.
Justin, Spyro was handed off after when Insomniac went to work on Ratchet and Clank.
Well, I know, that's what I was saying, because I used to love Spyro, and then they handed it off, and then it became crap.
Yeah, but no, Ratchet and Clank 3 is like one of the greatest games, definitely. Mm-hmm. Number 14, I didn't play this, although I've heard really good things about it, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
I like San Andreas, but again, I'm not too huge on Grand Theft Auto. I like San Andreas, but I prefer Vice City just because of the 80s setting.
Yeah.
But
Golf Tournament Adventures, San Andreas.
Yep. Yeah, I don't really have anything to say about it. A lot of people like it.
Well, like I like it, but I kind of dropped off the Grand Theft Auto map once 4 came out, because then I think it started getting too realistic for my tastes.
Yeah.
That's when I've
heard 5.
That's when I converted.
I've heard 5 is a bit more like.
Yeah, it's
goofy,
a little bit more arcadey, but it's no Saints Row.
Yeah.
All right, Justin.
Okay, number 13. Oh boy, it's actual Saints game. Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution.
This is surprisingly high on the list.
Yep.
I've never played.
I have, only because even back then I was a big Sega nut. I think it's pretty fun. It's not like I don't know if it's like the same or like, because I haven't played in a long time, but like as like the older Virtua Fighter series games. But I like it for what it is. It's fun. You know, I'm not too into fighting games, but I enjoyed it. So there you go.
Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah, I'm assuming I'm the only one that has anything to say about it.
Yeah.
Number 12, Guitar Hero Dose. All right,
I will say that I was not expecting this.
I wasn't expecting it to be this high. I think it's good, but I think IGN is highly overrating the Guitar Hero series.
Yeah.
Mr. Russell.
My jimmies are rustled, yes.
To be fair, this is the game that lets you play Freebird and Guitar, like, on the fucking plastic guitar. But, you know, it's... Also, the picture is, like, exactly the same as the one they used for Guitar Hero 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a much better soundtrack than the first game, and not only that, but it has more songs. Like, the biggest problem I have with the first Guitar Hero is that it only had 30 songs in it.
Yeah.
Guitar Hero 2 has like 45, I think. Something along those lines.
Quick question, because I don't remember. Which one of the first two games was Monkey Wrench on? Because it was either 1 or 2.
It was 2, I think.
Yes, okay. Yeah, I prefer Guitar Hero 2 over Guitar Hero 1.
Actually, wait, hold on. I'm looking up the song list right now.
Monkey Wrench was like my favorite song to play out of the first two.
This is the one that had a heart-shaped box.
Heart-shaped box, too. Guitar Hero 2 had a much better song list, in my opinion. So, I mean,
Monkey Wrench was...
I'm glad to see it above the first one, but the fact that it's so high on the list, it's kind of surprising.
Yeah, I mean, but there are a lot of great songs in this game, like fucking Shout at the Devil, YYZ, War Pigs, the Trooper.
Yes.
You can't beat that. Until Guitar Hero 3, and then Guitar Hero 3 had a lot of great songs.
All right. Oh wow, this actually works. This actually works out pretty well.
Number 11 is Burnout 3 Takedown.
Boy.
Never played this game.
Me neither.
I have.
Justin?
I think it's just a little bit more upgraded than Burnout 2 was. It's mostly the same, so it's pretty much the same kind of concept. You race, you fuck people up there in front of you, and you make fun of them while doing it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all you need to know.
All right, so poor Justin, number 10. Number 10 is Metal Gear Solid 2.
Number 10 is Codec Calls, the game.
Now, this one actually has a special place with me because this is actually my first Metal Gear Solid game, and it's also one of the games I played when I was very young.
I've heard phenomenal things about Metal Gear Solid 2, and it's a shame I never was...
Metal Gear Solid 2 is also the trippiest in terms of how the ending is.
The absolute worst.
It's funny that you say that you hear phenomenal things about this game, because, people do say phenomenal things about it, but it's considered the black sheep of the series.
That's because that's the one where Kojima was trolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you play as Raiden instead of Snake, and there's a lot, and I mean a lot, of codec calls.
Oh, there's a lot of references to how the player's not really in control of their character or something like that.
It is typically referred to as one of the best games of the series, but it's also definitely out there.
All I know is if Metal Gear Solid 2 is on here, I better see Snake Eater.
I'm sure it's going... In fact, Snake Eater is... If I'm not going to... I haven't seen the top of the list, but if I'm going to make a guess right now, I'm going to say Snake Eater is probably number 1.
Nope.
Yeah. I hope so.
Nope.
All right.
Don't tell me what number 1 is, at least.
All right, so...
But it's not that.
Number 9 is Justin's... Because Justin is his turn.
You'll be okay with the choice for number 1, though.
It's like, oh boy, the game my dad never stopped playing, Gran Turismo 4.
Cars.
My dad is the one that played all the Gran Turismo games. I kind of got sick of them because they were too realistic.
Because cars.
Yeah, I feel that I think of Gran Turismo at least in a slightly higher regard than I do Forza Motorsport, but yeah, Forza looks ridiculously boring.
Yeah.
Anyway, London.
Number 8, I should just say Golf Tournament Adventures.
I remember that. I remember talking about that with Landon in 5.
All right. A lot of people say that this is the best Grand Theft Auto game. It's not. Well,
really?
In my opinion.
Really? Because a lot of people I talk to don't say really anything compared when it comes to Grand Theft Auto.
This is just the first, 3. 3D.
Well,
it's the breakthrough game for this series, no doubt.
Definitely.
But I haven't heard a lot of people say it's the best. It's the breakthrough game.
It's either this or San Andreas that people are always talking about when I think of Grand Theft Auto.
For me, everybody talks about Grand Theft Auto 4. A lot of people talk about 4.
I played this when I was a kid.
And you know what? It makes me sad because I know Vice City isn't going to be on the list now that they've had 3 this high.
Yeah. And
I don't know. Vice City was really good.
I love Vice City.
Spoilers. It's on the list.
Really?
Yep.
Are you kidding me right now?
All right.
All right, whatever. Number 7 is Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, Good
the one
game.
I like better.
I prefer 2, but Kingdom Hearts was amazing. It was really magical experience because, I mean, never before was a concept like this thought of where you combine 2 totally different things and then end up getting something so goddamn good.
Did anyone really expect a Final Fantasy and Disney crossover to kick off so much?
No.
Not really. I'm waiting for to see Darth Vader.
Yeah, Death Star level in Kingdom Hearts 3. Let's hope.
I loved Kingdom Hearts though. I used to play him. I
love Kingdom Hearts. He's so cool.
He was my favorite character.
No, I used to play Kingdom Hearts a lot. I remember the Sephiroth fight was like one of the things I strived to do because it was so difficult.
Wasn't he like a bonus boss?
He was a bonus boss, and he was definitely one of the hardest bosses I ever fought in an RPG.
Goddamn ridiculous.
He is ridiculous. But extremely good game. The gameplay was really unique where there's like, it's a menu, but it's action based. Like it's something you didn't really see, but like kind of like Katamari Damacy was something that like never really seen before. Like Kingdom Hearts has some inspiration of previous action RPGs, but at the same time, there's nothing like it.
All right.
Number 6 is Okami.
Omeo
Yes.
Tips.
Okay.
Highlights.
This
it has a sequel.
Coming out in 2011. Yeah. Guys, I think we've gone back in time. No. Okami, holy shit. God fucking damn, this game is amazing.
God fucking
It's
damn.
it's like, you know, people always say, like, it's like, oh, it's a Zelda ripoff. It's a fucking good Zelda ripoff. I like this more than most Zelda games, honestly. It's, like, that good. And, like, the art style, probably the greatest art style in any video game of all time.
I don't know. Spoilers, the next game had a beautiful art style.
Anyway, yeah, I really love Okami. Like, the art style and the soundtrack is fucking phenomenal. The story's not that great, but the gameplay is really fun. You know, like the dungeons are really fun to traverse. Like the paintbrush stuff is fun to use. It's like $13 in the PSN store. If you haven't played it, go buy it now, please. All right.
I said 6. So Justin.
Justin.
Number 5, Ico.
Ico.
Beautiful game.
Yeah, definitely.
Ico isn't just a game. Ico's like fucking art.
It's an experience.
It's art.
Yeah.
Play
Well,
it.
so is spoiler game. Yeah, you know what? It's probably going to be number 1 now that I think about it.
I think I know what you're talking about.
SOTH.
Correct.
Shut up.
Alright, whatever. Ico is a fucking fun game. Well, it's not really a fun game, but it's more of like an experience kind of game. It's something that you immerse yourself into. It's like Journey. It's
Flower.
Or Flower, yeah. It's just, you know,
You have to do it.
Just play it to know. Like, you can't just, like, watch someone play it and then get the experience. It's like, you have to play it yourself. It's like, just fucking absorb this game. Because it's fucking good. Alright. London.
London.
Ooh, number 4, Weeaboo Adventures 2.
I'm sorry, what?
No.
I looked up on Google Images one time, Weeaboo Adventures, and
Yeah.
one of the
God of War showed up.
games. Yeah, one of the God of War games showed up.
No, but God of War 2
This
is...
is number 4, God of War 2.
Which is a bit unexpected.
I'm gonna Google Weeaboo Adventures now.
It was like Weeaboo Adventures box art, and it was like pretty much...
I'm seeing a lot of Adventure Time. Like
Yeah.
anime Adventure Time. Alright, whatever. God of War 2, it's, you know, pretty much everything I said about God of War 1, only better. It's like, it's got. I don't really care about the story in God of War. It's like got better boss fights. It's like this. It's the action is just as good. Like
it's got better quill time events.
Sure, let's say that. It's good.
Quill time.
If you guys don't have anything else to say.
Nope. No. Jack.
Number 3 is Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Okay. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, this is my favorite Grand Theft Auto game, and I'm surprised that they actually put it higher than San Andreas, because no one does that.
I'm not.
Honestly, everyone likes San Andreas more than Vice City. At least
that's a lie. That's a lie. Everybody that I've talked to, most of them usually say Vice City over San Andreas. In fact, my best friend Julian says that like his favorite of the Grand Theft Auto games that he played on the PS2, and he's played all 3 of the major ones, 3, San Andreas, and Vice City. Vice City was his favorite.
It's like the only thing that really sets it apart from like Grand Theft Auto 3 or San Andreas is the fucking 80s setting, and it's just I love the 80s setting. It's like the soundtrack is great, like the fucking it's like really fun in the 80s. The 80s is what I really like about it, honestly.
You're an 80s kid that was born in the 90s.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. All right, whatever. Number 2.
Number 2, I get to announce it's Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Tactical espionage ladder climbing action.
Sorry, what?
Tactical espionage ladder climbing action.
Yes. Look at all that ladder.
Yeah, this is pretty much hailed as like the greatest Metal Gear Solid game ever.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought Metal Gear Solid the movie was better.
You mean 4?
No, actually 4 has some negative talk about it.
Yeah. But no, yeah, 3, it's like the fucking environments. This game is really green.
It was the first game that introduced camo.
Mm-hmm.
So you really had to be careful what you were doing.
Yeah. Just like...
It also, you know that stamina bar that was always under bosses in 2? Well, now it's actually on you, and it's actually used for something.
Yeah. It's much more like, I suppose, like, it puts more emphasis on the tactical espionage action, just because of, like, the whole camo system and, like, the eating things and all that.
Yeah. And you don't have a radar anymore, so you can't cheat.
Yeah. It's, but, yeah, it's a great game.
The cool thing, you remember the Sorrow, right?
The what?
The Sorrow, like the Sorrow's River.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of guards that would actually show up dead different ways that they died actually counted against, not counted against, but the number of guards that would show up as ghosts is actually the same number of guards that you've actually killed the entire game. And they actually, they actually would come out differently depending on how you killed them.
All right, yeah. Yeah, definitely, if you're going to play this game, play the subsistence version.
Yeah. Because,
it's not like the original, like, format of Metal Gear Solid is bad, but it's like, I just think, I just prefer to play it like with like the 3D camera and all that.
Plus you get the 2 Metal Gear games.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. If that's everything, Justin, take it away. Give us our number 1 game that IGN said.
Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus.
You mean Sly 2.
Number 1.
Excuse me.
Shadow of the Colossus.
You know how we said Ico was art? This game is even more art.
This is artier.
Yeah.
Triple the
They should hang this shit up in museums.
The entire game, though, is like pretty much nothing but boss fights.
No, you know what they need to do? When they make a museum for video games as art itself, they need to make it in the design of one of the Colossus. Like,
oh yeah, that'd be badass.
That'd be like the coolest fucking thing. It's like, I get to walk into a Colossus!
This was also the game that showed when you love someone, you apparently go out and kill random ass things that are just minding their own business.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And then you get turned into a baby.
Because Japanese.
Sure.
I actually did like the boss fights because they were every single one of them was actually creative, and there was always a different strategy you had to incorporate just to get up the fucker.
Mm-hmm.
And then even if you did stab his weak point a few times, it would move on you, so you couldn't constantly do it. So I actually thought, despite the fact that the game is nothing but boss fights, which I'm not entirely sure why you actually have a sword swinging attack when all you do is stab, I still loved it regardless, even though they were the only enemy you could fight, because they were the most interesting thing. Basically, it was the way you fought them.
So that was IGN's top 100s. Real quick,
let's share our favorite PS2 games.
Top 5 for each of them. Just run down them. Jack, you first.
Wait, top 5 games in the system in general?
Yeah.
Oh shit, you're putting me on the spot here.
All right, I'll say mine then. My top 5 would be Dark Cloud 2 is number 1, definitely. Number 2 would be, I think I'm going to give it to Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal. Phenomenal. Number 3 would be Xenosaga Episode 1. I didn't get to play 3, unfortunately, because 2 burned me out, because 2 is terrible compared to 1. Just does not compare to the first one. Number 4, I'm going to give to... I think I'm going to give number 4 to Kingdom Hearts 2, because I really, really loved Kingdom Hearts 2. And number 5, it's a toss-up for me. I can't really decide whether I would say Katamari Damacy or Ape Escape 2, because those were both really good, really unique games that I really liked. Extremely colorful, extremely poppy, fun. So I think I'm going to give it to Katamari Damacy for just how unique it is, though, and out there. I think I'm going to give it to number 5.
Okay, so I'm going to say...
Oh, go ahead. Never mind.
All right. I'm probably going to say... Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say I was going to give honorable mentions, but that would just run out too much time.
All right. Let's see. Ratchet & Clank 3, Jak and Daxter 1, Shadow of the Colossus. You know what? No, I'm probably not going to include Jak and Daxter 1, actually. I'm going to say Ratchet & Clank 3, Shadow of the Colossus, Snake Eater, Okami, and then my favorite PS2 game is Persona 4.
Sad, Jack.
I'm so sad.
I'm disappointed with a few omissions on this list too.
I'm sad. Okay, it's like I'm glad they acknowledged Persona 3 because Persona 3 is still a great game, but god fucking damn it. Why Persona 4 is just so much better. I know some people prefer 3, but couldn't they have at least given mention to 4?
Well,
couldn't they have just taken off one of those boring sports games that no one gives a shit about?
No, because it's IGN.
Well, at least IGN's last few games weren't completely terrible.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so...
London?
Justin, yeah, because London always finishes.
So just in general?
Yep, PS2.
Yep.
Of all time.
This is toughy. I'd have to say Ratchet & Clank Going Commando, Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal, Sons of Liberty. Let me think. Probably...
Do you like 2 more than Snake Eater?
No, I'm actually going like 5 to 1.
He's going 5 to 1. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I went 1 to 5. You went 5 to 1, and he's going 5 to 1.
Well, I kind of went like in no particular order until I got to Persona 4.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of named 5 games.
Okay.
Silent Hill 2, because that is still pretty fucking creepy. And then Snake Eater.
London. Sly 1, Sly 2, Sly 3.
Sly Games. It's the Sly Machine.
It's what the video. No, it's not. That's not what the video is called.
It should be the Sly Machine. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Another game.
Another game.
Okay.
Another game.
That's it for the IGN's Top 100 PS2 games.
And our interpretation of it.
What's your favorite?
It was
PS2
terrible.
Game? Comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible. There's no Persona 4.
Comment your favorite PS2 games in the... Yeah, thank you.
If you've actually made it this far in the video.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you. You have wonderful...
If you've made it this far, please. Unless you're listening to this in different segments, please go outside and just take a breath of fresh air because you've been kind of sitting on your ass doing nothing but listen to us ramble for 2 hours.
People don't want.
Anyway,
What's wrong with you?
I mean, it's not like I don't do that, but still.
People don't watch our videos for that long. Are you kidding me? But no, thank you. Thank you for those of you who did watch, and yeah, comment below like we said.
Good. Thank you and good night.